Hey, this is Matt once again, and it seems like people have been enjoying these random topic videos. So maybe I'll try to do more of these as well as reviews. Like maybe I'll do like one of these and then a review, or we'll see. We will see what we will see, won't we, as we get to this. Which I don't know how I feel about this. This is weird. I know you can't read the text well, so I'll read it. CGI James Dean cast in new movie raising real-life eyebrows. Now, I will be honest, I did not follow James Dean. Didn't grow up with James Dean. I know he passed away way too young, but he only made a handful of films, and I've seen many bits and pieces of the clips of movies he's been in. Does seem like a very good actor, cut way down before his prime. This is the story, though. Magic City Films said Wednesday that it has secured rights from the family of Oscar-nominated actor James Dean to use a CGI version of the actor to play a role in its upcoming Vietnam War action drama Finding Jack. Pre-production starts later this month. The news has piqued the interest of Twitter, where James Dean is trending. More than 60 years after the young star passed away in 1995 in a car crash at age 24. Most of the reaction has been negative. Chris Evans doesn't like it. A character from the TV show Preacher didn't like it. Or an actress, I should say, not a character. The two people at Magic City, Anton Ernst and Teddy Dolich, are directing it, based on a 2011 novel. James Dean will play a character named Rodian in the pitch, and one of the directors says, "We searched high and low for the perfect character to portray the role of Rodian, which has some extreme complex character arcs, and after months of research, we decided on James Dean." Canadian visual effects company Imagine Engine will work with South African visual effects company to recreate a realistic version of James Dean for the film. One of the directors says, "We feel very honored that his family supports us and will take every precaution to ensure that his legacy, one of the most epic film stars to date, is kept firmly intact. The family views this as his fourth film, a movie he never got to make. We do not intend to let his fans down." The novel that is based on centered on a man who enlists in the Vietnam War after the tragic death of his young family. He plans to die there, but rescues a dog he names Jack that becomes his unit's mascot. After the war, he is told he can't bring Jack home, so they desert and attempt to make it to safety in Thailand. It's based on a true story of the abandonment of over 10,000 canine units at the end of the Vietnam War. With the rapidly evolving technology, we see this as a whole new frontier for many of our iconic clients. Iconic clients, huh? This opens up a whole new opportunity for many of our clients who are no longer with us. I love how we keep saying clients. That sounds like a villain in a sci-fi movie. Dean had only 3 major movies in which he starred: Rebel Without a Cause, East of Eden, and Giant. Producers are eyeing a Veterans Day 2020 release for the film. Okay. Alright. On the one hand, his family gave permission. So it's kind of hard to get mad when his family said yes, go ahead and do it. So it's one of those, if his kicking my damn thing. If his family doesn't care, why should I care? One of those frames of mind going through my head. But at the same time, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. They're probably doing this so that hey, we did get a payday. You know, the payday has been low for any James Dean memorabilia. Now this will up the value, and even if people don't like it, people will want to see the real James Dean and buy his old movies on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever. Whatever. You know, buy James Dean stuff. Buy my nails that I shouldn't. Because I think, number one, who are these people? What is this company? They can't even do that in big budget movies like Gemini Man. And that's Will Smith still with us. And the younger Will Smith, I reviewed Gemini Man. Some of the effects looked okay. Some of them looked really, really bad. And you had Will Smith there. Now, some of the Marvel films, there's de-aging, Robert Downey Jr., the young version of him, and what do you call it? I think Captain America Civil War is where that appeared. You had Michael Douglas in Ant-Man, Kurt Russell in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Aside from that, Blade Runner 2049. Character that looked a lot like Sean Yun. I would say that's one of the best examples, is that really did look like Sean Yun. And Blade Runner 2049, which I love, and that was like, holy shit. But those are $100 million. This effects guys, no one knows who the hell these guys are. This isn't going to have that big of a budget. You really think, who the hell was this company again? Magic City Films? Who the fuck is Magic City Films? David Copperfield's company? Where Penn and Teller are going to go, shut the fuck up. I mean, who the hell? They're not going to have the money to make this look any good. I mean, on the flip side, yeah, you go on YouTube, there's these things called deep fakes, and maybe that's what they're trying to do, is use that deep fake technology. I mean, okay, but I don't know if you don't pull it off. Take that out of the equation. Let's take that out of the equation. The fact if they could even attempt to pull it off with a company I've never even heard of. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of. A special effects company I've never heard of. Or is there like that awful Bruce Lee commercial where they had a Bruce Lee CGI selling like, what was it, vodka or something, or alcohol? Whatever the fuck it was. Some stupid Bruce Lee commercial. And that's what I'm wondering, the danger of this. So I mentioned something about this on Facebook. A very nice guy mentioned something funny. Is I imagine the possible future Bruceploitation if they did this with Bruce Lee. And that's why I wonder, I don't think this will ever be successful. I think this film will come out, people may see it on a download or VOD or something, just to see like a car crash, or was anyone hurt, or was anyone not hurt. Just to be, I hate to say it, young people don't know who the fuck James Dean is. And a lot of young people, like 20 and younger, don't know who the fuck James Dean is, and not going to give a fuck. And then the older people, they're going to be offended, or they're going to be like, what the fuck, huh? And they're going to tune out. So I don't really know what who you're making this for. I find it hilarious that it's like we have such a shitty group of actors nowadays. We have to get actors from the dead. We have such a crop of shit rising out of the manure. They all stink ass, haven't showered for a few years. we're so barren of good actors. We need to bring actors back from the dead, and you have them star in movies. Like actors today, man, the young actors, they suck a lot of ass. So let's. It reminds me of this Al Pacino film called Simone. You don't know what it is, look up the trailer on YouTube. Simone, Simone. I actually didn't mind the film. It got a lot of hate for it, when it came out by critics. But that's it. That film, if you watch that film nowadays, it rings a lot closer to the truth of today than people would give it credit for. Again, that's an Al Pacino film, Simone, that I think it's not great, but it's, I thought, decent, worth a look. And that's what it reminds me of. The story Simone, Al Pacino's a director, and he's tired of these actors being divas, so he creates a star in the computer that will act the way he wants, how he talks, and creates a female star. And it's weird that, I mean, James Dean himself doesn't have the option to say yay or nay. And there's that part of me that an insane bad curiosity would see, like, what would they do with Bruce Lee and make like a new martial arts film, but it's Bruce Lee. But, or what, they do another Superman and it's Christopher Reeve. But then you think about, that just seems really creepy, really weird. And, what if they tried to do, let's have a new comedy with Robin Williams, or Chris Farley. And it's one of those that, you're going to have to hire people to pretend that sound like them. I think that's what's going on with this. I read up somewhere that they're going to get someone who sounds like James Dean. And you're always going to tell. So then it just makes you go, well, why don't you just get an actual actor, put some makeup up on him, and he pretends to be James Dean? I mean, it's, in a way, it's kind of those concerts where you have the holograms. They have like Tupac hologram. I think they have one of Michael Jackson. Maybe not nowadays, but which is too bad. But I mean, like, there's that part of me that's insanely curious to see how fucked up it's going to be. But then there's part of me that goes, this is really a weird toe you're stepping yourself in to this pool of controversy, questions. It makes you wonder if the makers of this film, I would not be surprised if somehow, some way, someone found out later, much later on, they purposely did this just to create controversy, because controversy creates cash, and no one would know and give a shit about finding Jack. But when you say this, now you have people like me and various others mentioning it on YouTube videos or places like Deadline. And they wouldn't say a thing, but it got the ire of Chris Evans, and then other people be like, what? That looks like shit. Let's go see it. There are directors that tend to do that, create something just to get people talking about it, even if it's negative, because then you're still going to have people talking about it. So it's are we really that up shit creek in Hollywood that the young actors are so god awful that we literally have to, like I said, bring people like James Dean back from the dead? And sadly, the answer is yes. In a way, yeah. Because you can name me whatever young actor, none of them are in the inkling of Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, James Woods, Joe Pesci, Eddie Murphy in his prime, Richard Pryor, Bill Murray, Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's no one of the younger audience that's up to that level. There are people who do a good job. Don't get me wrong, or they do fine. I saw that movie Crawl. I reviewed it. Actress in that did good. A good job. Let's see. I recently saw Doctor Sleep. Did a review of it. The lady who played the villain, Rose the Hat, she did a solid job. As did the little girl, did her job well. But I'm talking about the level of actors that you don't remember the years to come. And I don't see a lot of that nowadays with the younger folks as I'm getting older. So yeah, this is one of those things that it just smells like a bad idea. I mean, it's fun on a curiosity piece when people do deepfakes on YouTube. Which, sadly enough, some of those deepfakes on YouTube look better than in big budget productions. Fucked if I know how, but a lot of times that's the case. So, I mean, there's curiosity, and then is really a worthwhile note to go in that direction. And if this was, say, Robin Williams, because again, James Dean, I don't know, I didn't grow up with. I know who he is, I've seen bits and pieces of his stuff, but I didn't have an attachment to the actor. But if this was like Patrick Swayze, if someone said we're going to do a CGI Patrick Swayze, I think I would be more like, no. Or Robin Williams. I'd be like, no. Just no. No thanks. So that's eventually the direction I go in, despite the insane curiosity. This comes from the guy that enjoy a lot of the Bruceploitation films, which kind of tried to do the same thing except without CG. So I mean, but I enjoy those as a fun, fuck it type of movie, not as a legitimate cinema, as a snob would say. But I mean, I like Enter the Game of Death and Game of Death 2. I reviewed those on the channel, and Soul Brothers of Kung Fu. Those were fun, entertaining. So you could do an actual good Bruce Lee video game. I mean, I know they tried long ago and it looked awful. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. What are your thoughts on this? Obviously mine are convoluted and not coming out clear. Yeah, it just seems like a weird... It could set a weird precedent. Yeah, I honestly don't think this movie will do well. For all I know, this movie will not even get made. It might be one of those, they announced it, but it gets canceled for X, Y, and Z reasons. But maybe someone will look at this and get an idea and then do something, and then that becomes successful. And whether they want to admit it or not, they were influenced by this. I mean, you never know. There's stranger things that have happened. So CGI James Dean the star in a new movie. Maybe to get these actors, get some fire under their ass and stop with the SJW politics shit. Be like, hey, you don't keep throwing this SJW political bullshit. We're just gonna replace your ass. This is nice. We're gonna sue you. You know, what? Hey, we're just gonna fry your ass. How here on this sidewalk like an egg. Sunny side up or not. Get in line. Behave or fuck off. So hey, maybe somehow, some way, other people take this idea, maybe steer the shit out of actors and have them stop attacking. Well, you haven't really seen a lot of actors attacking fans. At least I haven't noticed. Maybe there are. I've noticed more or less with directors and I don't know what else to say. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.